Looks like we are just about ready to go.
Perfect.
So game one, Pom hosting as Elyrion, Legend playing as Elyrion as well.
Yep, the first game is going to be an Elyrion mirror. Second game is going to be an Oumaji mirror. Oh, we have quite a crowd gathered here today. Wow. Look at
Yeah,
that.
very many people here.
Can you see
there
the
are,
stream
Karuin.
all right?
Thank you for joining
Hey,
us.
mate.
You can see the stream all right? Yeah.
Yep. It's looking good,
yes.
Pom.
Okay, cool.
Good luck.
Good luck, guys. Go ahead and deafen yourself. And yeah, let's get the show on the road.
Perfect.
Alrighty, guys. Well, Karuin, thanks again for joining me.
Yeah,
We're
thanks for
here
having me.
in the finals of the EST bracket for the Poly Champions Bullet Tournament. I'm going to start off by looking at Pomthom's screen. We've got, for those less acquainted with these two, we have Pomthom representing the Wildfire and LegendHitarth from the Sparkies. Both very top, very well-known players. And they're going to duke it out for us on this real tiny bullet map. We're going to see how it goes.
Exactly. I've checked both spawns right now, and it looks like Hitarth has the edge right now because he has a lot of ruins around his spawn.
Oh, that's going to be pretty critical. That's
All
usually
3 ruins on the map are at Hitarth, while 0 are at Pomthom right now.
Ooh, yeah.
So that will be a disadvantage.
The question is whether he's going to go straight for the ruins or try to go for some cities. I think since since Elyrion gives you ruin vision, I think that we'll see if Pom uses that to his advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like a city has been uncovered by Pomthom.
Look at that. As expected, yeah, Pom seeing that Hitarth is going to go for ruins and hopefully going to try to take some cities from him. If he
Yeah,
decides to charge those ruins. Looking at Hitarth's perspective, yeah, Hitarth has definitely some good ruins, but
Oh,
Pom has a
Hitarth-
really good spawn, ruin-wise. I mean, resource-wise. Oh,
I think they both are eyeing the same city.
oh, it looks like it's going to get spicy real quick then.
Yeah, a brawl is about to start.
Yeah, with all those ruins, yeah, it's looking like wow, there might not be too many cities on this map. This could be like a 5-city game.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like, at least at Hitarth right now, it's more ruin heavy. And they have met.
Oh, and this is already looking a little bit sketchy for Hitarth. He's not going to be able to stop that siege. And he's going to have to let Pomthom take that city and hope that those ruins give him something good.
Pomthom also got stars from Hitarth. That will give him an option right now for which tech he wants to go. And I expect forestry to be wanted here because for the lumber huts and the sanctuaries.
Absolutely. Org is also looking like a really, really good option. Oh, and it looks like Hitarth got a 3-pop ruin. Good start.
Oh, interesting.
But unfortunately, since Elyrion lets you overpop on Polytars, it's going to be not so useful at the moment, aside from the eco.
Yeah, exactly. Here, Hitarth can do something interesting. He can... No, wait. I thought you could get Org almost for free with the population upgrade, but I'm just not seeing it correctly.
Yeah, I think he's wondering whether to try to go Ruin or... Oh, he's going double Ruin. And he's going to try to push with that other Polytar. Okay, interesting.
Oh, nice.
And there's the other
I'm
one.
expecting, if not from the... Oh, that 5 HP Polytor is in a bit of a pickle right now.
Yeah, we'll see what Pom wants to do with this. Let's switch over to his... I'm going to switch over to his screen.
Sounds good.
Where am I? I'll watch Pom's side for a bit. Wow, okay.
So forestry was bought as expected. Will there be upgrades or will there be more Polytors? I'm expecting him to go to 2 Polytors in that city to try to push his capital as soon as possible to get his game over with.
Yep, that's going to be. Yeah, that's probably a really good strategy. He's probably expecting that Hitarth has some firepower back in that fog. So I wonder how he's going to deal with that. Oh, there we go.
And
the
a
poly
Polytor
push.
is on the board. Here I'm expecting Pomthom to hit him. And yeah, he did.
Maybe enchant that last Polytar. Yep. And
Depending on how Hitarth plays next turn, a siege might be on the board.
This could be over quick.
Yes.
But obviously, knowing Hitarth being a really good player, he will probably see this coming and have some idea of how to defend it. But it's already 3 cities to 1. And there could only be...
Forestry gotten from the ruin. So here Hitarth has a choice, either going full defense with walls or going for stars. Since Pom has so many units close by, I would personally go for defense here.
Yeah, especially with giant popping not necessarily being an option with Elyrion. You can only pop those very vulnerable dragon eggs.
Exactly.
They can be used in a pinch, but usually you want to pop those. You want to pop your super units in the back, wait for them to power up into dragons.
Yeah.
All right, nice defense from Hitarth.
And now we'll see what he will be getting. And apparently, the wall was going as expected.
Here come the walls.
And sadly for Hitarth, he can't have any more units because, as you said earlier, mate, the pops count from the Polytars count to the capital.
Now, what would be really interesting for Pom is to not kill any of Hitarth's units. If he thinks that city, if he can get vision on that city and think that it's maxed out on units, would be an interesting call.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what Pom's going to do.
It's looking like he has some decisions to make here.
Yeah, and then now I'm going to start being a little bit more diligent with the time. Now that we're getting into the dregs of the gameplay.
Exactly. And the city is now uncovered. Some dangerous one on the board once again for Hitarth.
Oh, and that is oh, there we go. And he's okay. Gonna just resign from that other weird game real quick.
All right.
So that's game 1.
No. It's still going.
He
resigned.
He just resigned. Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see both streams at once. So next game, it's Oumaji Mirror with Legend.
Okay.
Legend is hosting this one.
We've got a quick first victory from Pomthom. Well done.
It looked like Legend had the edge with the ruins.
Yeah, those ruins can be really dicey though on the smaller maps.
The problem was that he just stepped on the city, and that city had so many polys.
Yep.
Exactly. Unit spam can take you out quite easily in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Probably should have went all polys and warriors on one side, but.
So wait, what's the next game then?
Oumaji.
Oumaji. Hitarth's gonna host that.
Yeah.
Nice game, guys.
GG.
A bullet indeed. And let's see. And if Hitarth is able to pull out a victory in this game, we're gonna go to game 3. That's gonna be a spicy one. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
But knowing Pom, I'm sure that he is going to try to go for an 0-2 and get this over with.
Exactly.
But as we all know, man, Hitarth, you can never count him out.
Completely true. Completely true. There have been many games I've had with him where it looks like to be lost and he has pulled something out that has gotten us a win.
Yep. Every Every sliver of opportunity. They'll take
This
it.
Almighty match will be interesting because the riders at the start will be both.
And okay, we've got Hitarth. Another rune. Oh, that's not a good spawn though.
No, completely covered by mountains.
Mountains and not very much. He's gonna have trouble getting that city past 2-pop. Oh, and the ruins on a mountain as well.
That is a very unfortunate spawn for Hitarth.
Could we see a spicy T1 climbing? T0 climbing?
Yeah, that would be really interesting. If you check over
I don't know though.
one, he has a T1 ruin he can get.
Well,
So-
also in these tiny maps too, Oumaji, having that movement advantage and having the first turn host advantage is really critical. Being able to
Completely true.
Being able to get across the map first, especially when you have these high mobility units. Oh,
And
would
it's
you look at that?
hard. Spicy
Wow.
climbing T0.
Wow, we've got some spicy plays here. You don't usually see that kind of stuff. Looking over at Palm screen now. Oh, Palm definitely has the better spawn at this time. Going for the T0 ruin. And
And
Hitarth.
Hitarth at least got a nomadic tribe. So his city will easily be able to level up with organization, but it won't be that much leveled up for long. Unless he has
Oh.
farms.
And looks like Palm also got the 3-pop.
Interesting.
No. Oh no, that Explorer. Go, go, go.
Completely missed him.
Wow.
It's
Well,
very unfortunate.
not really though. That Explorer basically tells Palm where Hitarth is going to be.
Exactly, but at least if he had met him, he would have gotten some more stars and he would maybe have been able to upgrade his capital this turn.
Potentially, yeah.
So it was both good and bad, the directions the Explorer went. It depends on how you see it.
Yeah, well, he definitely knows that there's 4 cities that are unclaimed between them. Possibly 5. Oh, and here comes Hitarth.
And players have met. Here Hitarth gets the decision if he should punch the warrior or not, and he decides to punch and retreat. There is a lot of ore close by, so Hitarth could go for something with Smithery who might be able to get a forge out, but he decides to first go for the capital upgrade, which always works. Since there are a lot of farms there, he can at least get a giant.
Yep. Oh, yeah, indeed. There's a lot of farms going on. And let's see what Palm's going to do. Yeah, that's definitely the crux of the Oumaji spawns is that more fruit is good for early game, but more farms is good for the mid game.
I completely agree.
Now, this is where some of my favorite stuff happens at this high level. It comes down to such precise precisioning of the units, keeping them out of range of the enemy, keeping them in range of their own targets.
Yeah.
Make it so dicey. He's going to have a decision as to whether he wants to fight Hitarth over that one city or go for the free city and make it a 2-2 game.
I'm expecting that he will fight for both the cities. Since Hitarth retreated into city, there Tom has basically 2 cities he can control since he has the units very close by. Both can reach that city easily.
Yep, looking at Palm's screen, it looks like he'll probably take that free city and be prepared to fight the warrior that Hitarth is going to try to use to siege.
The only disadvantage I can see for Tom right now is that when he met Hitarth, he got climbing. If I'd gotten resources, he would be able to develop much quicker.
Very true. Hitarth definitely got the advantage in the tech trade. If only that Explorer had just taken a slightly different turn. Well, Hitarth had already gotten T0 climbing, so that was going to be his destiny regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
And Palm definitely in a slightly underhanded spot right now, but definitely with more knowledge of the map. And it's looking like that city way over in the east is going to be a big one.
Completely true, mate. Completely true.
Let's see. Oh, there we go.
And Pom is retreating back into his capital. A good move, because since he doesn't have any vision on Hitarth's units apart from the warrior, he doesn't know if he will get sieged with a rider bounce.
And looks like Tarth has his second city.
Correct. This is actually looking more even than I thought it would be at the beginning.
And look at that. Oh, and Tarth has a much better explorer.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he even has vision on a ruin. And depending on what that ruin gives, it can be a real game changer.
Absolutely. Especially now that we're going to be into T5 territory. Getting an early giant with the ruin or a 10-star could be incredible.
That would change the game completely.
Or
And
it can
healing
give,
that
yeah.
was a
Free
smart move.
Yeah, even Free Spirit would be an interesting one here. We know that Tarth has been using early knights to make lots of really good moves as his way up the bracket.
Completely true, mate. Completely true.
As one of the victims of such knight spam,
Yeah.
I can say that it is very much a nuisance to deal with.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll have to decide that soon, though, because the tech cost of Chivalry is going to go up quite fast, especially since you have to buy a double tech with Free Spirit.
Exactly, but that depends on if he gets a take from a ruin or not.
Correct. He could easily get fishing.
Yeah.
Or hunting, neither of which looked particularly useful here.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that there's only a handful of trees in this entire map.
Yeah,
very
this
classic
isn't so
of-
friendly for the shopping meta that's happening right now.
No, the chopping meta will definitely not be at play here.
Exactly. Tom has some difficult decisions to make with his warrior, and now he has a road he can more easily maneuver around the new city that they're both fighting over.
Correct.
So here I expect a rider in the capital now.
And now that we're at T5, the timer is going to start being watched a bit more diligently.
I can keep up with the timer if you need.
Right?
Okay, that's great. Well, it sounds like we've got ourselves a timekeeper. I appreciate that.
Perfect.
It'll allow us to focus on breaking down the game move by move.
Exactly.
Oh, that south city of Pomthoms. Farms for
Looks
days.
Yeah, completely true.
I'm wondering if either player is looking at a possibility of going construction. The Tarth definitely has a double giant with construction in his capital.
Completely true. Completely true. Construction is a real investment here because it costs a lot of stars, but it can benefit both of them in the long run if they get it. Because, as we have mentioned multiple of times, there are so many farms on this map. So it will give every player an opportunity for giants.
Yeah, very true. Construction can be a little bit more fickle sometimes than, say, Sawmill, because you have less control over where it can be. You're kind of at the mercy of where the farms are.
Yeah, exactly. From Hitarth right now until the ruin has gotten, I expect him to play quite passively and just defend his cities and keep Pom away from the cities he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And
hoping to save up stars.
yeah, exactly. If he saves enough stars and gets a good ruin, it can turn out very, very well for him. Since he had a more unfortunate spawn with having to go with climbing T0, he has had a bit of an uphill battle, but it's looking quite good for him actually.
Yeah, it is. Despite not having a lot of ore in his mountains compared to Palm.
Yeah.
And here we might see the start of a large and winding road network from Palm.
Yeah.
But how does he want to use this? Very tricky. He's going to go for the
Could move
push.
there with 5 HP on the mountain, because that uncovers both of the cities that Hitarth currently has, and just sacrificing a unit. If he would have retreated the unit, it would allow Hitarth to push more forward, which Tom, of course, doesn't want.
Interesting move to finish with the warrior.
Yeah,
I think most players would have tried to go for the city, but with his 2 riders in range.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that move. With the Tarf having so much movement because of all its riders all around this side of the map, Pom has nowhere to get through with those units of his right at his capital, since he only has 2 riders and the Tarf has 5, if I remember correctly.
Hitarth has 4 riders at the moment.
4, all right.
But it could very well become 6.
Completely true.
We'll see. We'll see whether he thinks he can handle. Really taking his time with this one. Let's and he might just go for that free city. And it looks like it's going to be a 3 versus 3 city game.
Yeah, yeah.
That 4th city going to be very, very critical, right at the middle of everything.
Completely true. Like we discussed before, Hitarth is playing this very passively until he gets the ruin. So he doesn't want to try anything crazy that will put him in a disadvantage. With him having so many stars saved up, it will allow him to, depending on what he gets from the ruin, make a very big turn next.
Absolutely. He's probably hoping to get away without training any units.
Yeah.
Because
So the time is up. Someone needs to tell him.
Right. I'll ping.
In the future, we should probably get a 30-second timer. Probably a 30-second ping.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Rather than, giving him more time.
No, they are not on the not disturb, okay. Get some
God. Look for warriors. All right. He sees the ping. Come on, Darth. The pass is turn.
Yes, and now it's all in Pomthom.
Let's see what Palm is going to do. Definitely, yeah.
Hitarth has really turned this game around from what we were talking about in the beginning, with a very unfortunate spawn to something that actually looks like it could be a victory.
Absolutely.
And the warrior doesn't die.
Ooh. Not sure if he was aiming for that or not.
Yeah, I expected him to. I expected it to kill. I would have wanted it to kill, But just that gives Hitarth one free movement with any of his riders.
Mm. Huh.
Since
And looks like
techs aren't that developed, he can't really increase his economy right now.
he's definitely got a military focused.
Yeah, he's just stuck at that 4 stars per turn, so he can't really grow more than just 3 or 4 units battling at the same time, while Hitarth is just growing and developing his eco turn by turn.
Yeah, Hitarth has almost twice as income as Pomthom. So that's huge.
Yeah.
But we will see. These pros, they know how to go tooth and nail in all kinds of situations.
Yeah. I expect roads to be bought from Hitarth very soon, because if you check his screen, he actually got a giant from the ruin.
Oh, that is one of the best possible outcomes.
Yeah, and since he's so far away from all the battles, he has to move it there as quickly as he can. Otherwise, that giant is most likely useless, because I doubt
it's gonna be.
explore with units in that corner.
Yeah, he's gonna want to get that up there as fast as possible. Completely agree. Although it's gonna be a little bit expensive.
Yeah, it
Since
will
the
be.
roads aren't not going to be there, they won't be dual use roads. They'll only be movement roads, so there won't be an economy upside to it.
Yeah.
He's also full on units at the moment. He'll get one more after the city cap, and we're back over to Palm.
I think he'll get 2 more over the city cap. Because one of the units will move up to the city and the city will gain another.
Yeah.
Looks like Palm is also going to be playing passive, saving stars, likely going for the organization tech.
Yeah, that's the best move he can do right now. He can't really go for that city because he sees that Hitarth has all those units just guarding it, waiting
it's going to be tough.
to jump in them.
And there he goes. His line is just inching up. Score staying relatively stable. Hitarth with the lead. Pomthom still definitely in reach.
And most likely a giant from Hitarth here.
And there we go.
I was in the opposite stream, and yes, he has. And with the fortune, he will of course pick stars and upgrade his new city.
And that's going to be a good turn from Hitarth.
Huge place from him.
Yeah. Hitarth definitely turned it around from a losing spawn to a winning game.
Absolutely.
He just gained 6 stars per turn on the now. Huge.
Yeah, completely true, mate.
And are we going to see organization from Palm? We are. Very much expected.
Exactly. And the capture, and I don't know really what he will do with the last star. If I were in his situation, I probably would save it so I can get road connections to capital from all my cities.
Correct. That's probably what we're going to see. It's, I think, going to be down to where he wants to place his units now.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
probably wants to get that rider out from behind the...
Or not.
We'll see.
But Pomthom has roads, so a rider sitting behind there isn't that much of an issue when you have the extra movement from all the roads.
Absolutely.
And the new warrior as well. He's just building up his units so that Hitarth might not hit as hard.
Yeah, sometimes just fortifying is a good move all in itself. Mind games, indeed. And Palm saw that he can get 2 upgrades for 5 stars, I believe, with the 5 stars back, only needing 2 population in his capital.
Yeah.
Another thing to consider is that he can't really move his writer forwards just yet because Heathart still has units that can attack it almost immediately and kill it.
It
I
looks
don't know
like,
if I stopped the timer for the hitards and resets. How long has he been playing Marvelous? I forgot to do it.
let's see. This is going to be tough.
Very tough.
Yeah, I think.
Up, and there is
Oh!
the resign from Palm.
And it's
It's a
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
1-1.
Final round.
Okay, guys.
A real game here.
I played this bad. I mean, I don't know what I could have done, but Rhodes was definitely. I just dug myself in an echo hole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
should have gone
was
for more
tough.
eco than.
But I don't know
Uh,
what I could have done, to be honest.
were quite surprising, I think.
Sorry?
So the early roads that you went, that really fucked up your ego, I think.
Well, the problem was the forest was in the way, so it was kind of like he either gets the roads so he can attack, but then he doesn't have an eco,
Yeah.
or he doesn't get the roads and he can't attack.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he got roads, I think he should. I mean, he should have guaranteed this central village, but he couldn't. So I think roads didn't make much sense.
Did you guys? So you went for climbing on, or did you get
Yeah,
it from ruin?
I went turn 0 climbing
Yeah. Okay.
because I
Okay.
mean I couldn't get explorer, so pop growth and stuff was good
Hmm.
stars.
Yeah.
And
Very
you get
interesting.
climbing from me, so that's another bonus.
Yeah. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
Okay,
because okay.
Sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you guys' conversation. So, for the third game, could I ask one of you guys to, on your stream, load any sort of like a coin flipping web app? We're gonna flip a virtual coin to decide the host of the third game.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
Okay,
hard.
sounds good.
We'll announce tribes later after that. So just a moment. No one knows the tribes yet.
Nope, we'll announce that next. I'll let you handle that, JG.
So
I don't
you
think
guys
we
are
need a
doing
Discord
that or one
bot.
of us?
I can stream one, I guess.
Okay, you stream. Okay.
So, seeing as in the bracket seed, so Hitart is gonna get 1, Pomthom is 2. So,
Okay.
just generating it once.
Oh,
So, Pom most.
yeah. Okay, Pom. Let's
And
go.
the tribe will be Vengir.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Ooh, an interesting matchup.
Uh,
Okay.
Vengir.
Vengir.
Oh.
This can either go really quickly or really slowly, depending on how it's played.
That's true. And I'm hoping it goes slowly.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Yeah. So I wish
Can you
you both
make
good
it
luck.
like 3 minutes instead of 2? It's really chaotic.
Bullet tourney. That's the idea is to play fast.
Fair enough.
Stop complaining all the time. Guitar. Fuck's sake. Okay.
Good luck
Good luck.
to you both.
All right.
This will be an interesting game to watch.
Okay, here we go.
Have you seen Hitarth spawn yet, mate?
Yeah,
Yes, I have.
Ruins.
Once again.
Round.
2 ruins. Wow.
And once again, we've got advantage Qatar on the spawn.
I
But
bet
as
Hitarth
we-
is getting flashbacks to the Elyrion game with all those ruins close by.
Exactly. That's the tricky part. Is it gonna slow him down? Well, the one thing is the one ruin is towards the center. It's gonna be probably the easy bet.
Yeah, and if I know Hitarth correctly, he will go 2 units so he can push for a city. And yeah, he did. Pushing for a city and for the ruin. He doesn't want to repeat the Ellie game.
It looks like climbing for Palm.
Oh,
That was ended up not being such a good look. He's got some vision, and I think he's trying to do the same thing to Hitarth, where he's going to gift him climbing rather
yeah,
than 5
that is
stars.
going to be really interesting to see. I
Especially
bet
because, yeah, Hitarth's mountain spawns are not as good. And he's going to push up, or
completely true, mate. And the ruin for Hitarth will be interesting to see.
meanwhile we've got
Always my
Palm.
but I'm hoping to see fishing. It would be funny.
Oh, that would be poetic.
Completely true.
I'm sure that many people in this stream experienced a lovely fishing ruin, and it's an explorer ruin with no sight on Palm. But it looks like he's found 2 cities. Wow,
It
these
gives
cities are so.
some good vision here, because he knows the cities are so far away. So that means he only has one direction to push, and I bet he knows that Pomthom is up in that corner.
Yep, very much.
And with Pomthom not having any units close by his capital, because he's going for that early city,
Yeah,
Hitarth might get a big chance here. And there he goes into his vision. He might overwhelm him. We'll see.
yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky because with the swordsman, it's not so hard to put up a good defense. He can drag Hitarth's warrior all the way in, and then plop a swordsman for defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Will still take 2 swordsmen and a warrior, I believe, to kill. We're getting some. Oh, there's Palm Stream. And what does he get from? He gets.
That saves him some stars. That allows him to both upgrade his capital this turn and get a unit, and that will be massive.
He could also go for forestry this turn and start chopping away.
Yeah, and he doesn't go for that.
He's not going to go for that.
It would have been interesting to see shopping Vengir on the board.
Oh, I'm sure that everyone would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely looking like the better capital for Palm. Although those ruins, once again, going Hitarth's way. And Palm going for the Explorer. Very classic. Very, very classic Palm.
Yeah.
He loves his Explorers.
Explorers are always nice. I have to agree with Pomthom on that.
Especially on these tiny maps, having vision, and now he knows where all of Hitarth's units are going to come from, and he's going to not be so worried about getting overwhelmed in his capital since Hitarth is going for a more expansionist method.
Yes.
Oh, and he's building a warrior, so he's not going to be picking up another tech on this city capture.
I am guessing that a new swordsman will be on the board for Pomthom next turn.
And start the. I see.
Yes. With Hitarth getting climbing from meeting Pom, he must be quite upset about that. Because he
Yep.
knows that Pomthom got something better from him. And that puts Pom at an advantage.
Absolutely. It is looking like he has. Pomthom does have the slight advantage. With that ruin, also, Hitarth is going to have to go backwards. And right now, it's not looking like a good option.
Yeah.
And there is this. Ooh, another warrior.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting.
Saving the stars for
Going for forestry.
yes.
What a play.
Completely agree there.
That is something that I certainly would not have thought of.
Same here. Delaying that capture is so smart because he knows Hitarth can't claim that city. And he knows that he's just ahead in score for now. A good
Hitarth,
move also by Hitarth trying to lead away Pom's warriors.
and maybe trying to scout out where his other swordsman went.
Yeah.
Let's see, is he going to go ruin?
I'm
He's leaning
betting
ruin.
because that village is so far away and he has like no time to reach it. Oh, and he did actually.
He is going to go village.
I think
Wow.
that's the wrong move. Because now the ruin would let him develop a bit more and he
Well,
might get something like 10 stars or even a giant, which would be game changing.
And there goes the first kill of the tiebreaker. We're going to go for mining. Interesting move. Again, I didn't see that coming. I don't know why he didn't go forestry. Pom is, I think, now showing the audience that he intended to go forestry and misclicked.
Yeah. That is sad to see. But I doubt it will be giving Hitarth such an edge now.
Well, two questionable plays, one from each player. And that is why it is a bullet. Fast play, fast decisions.
Fast thinking.
While Hitarth, as expected, going forestry. And he's going to start chopping away.
Yeah. And do an interesting play and get an explorer, but I doubt it will be that good of a play.
And he's going to just go lumber huts.
Lumber huts are always good. And he goes for the workshop as expected and is leading in points.
And he's going to be able to get another city upgrade next turn.
Yes. So I think the next warrior will go for the rune, or I'm sure of it. Because he knows that Pom is so far away.
See what Pom is going to do here. Tricky, tricky turn. I wonder if he saves units and goes for forestry yet again after that clear misclick. It's also worth noting that the giant potential on this map is looking very dicey.
Yeah. Completely true.
That is Vengir for you. Very hard to create a good economy.
Yeah, and now he finds Pom's second village. So now Hitarth has a quite difficult decision. Going for that warrior for the ruin or going for a swordsman to capture the city of Pomtoms.
It looks like he can afford both. If he decides not to upgrade his other city.
Oh
his
yeah, that is true.
And-
That's actually very smart.
And it looks like that is what he's going to go for. Very smart play.
And it once again looks like the tide's turning for Hitarth.
Oh, and there is the chops. Let's see what is going to go for. He can get a double upgrade this turn. Hopefully going to use the forces for economy, relying on the hunting and the mines for the population.
Yeah, yeah.
He's thinking about it. He might need to go lumber huts. And because he can get away with fewer chops.
We will see.
And is it going to go a third chop? Yes.
And I thought he would have gone 4 for 1 second there. Glad he didn't. He has some interesting possibilities. If he goes for mathematics, he can border growth that city and get an easy giant and quite big control over the map. And catapult, Hitarth doesn't have that much movability because all his units are swordsmen and warriors.
Yeah, well, he can. Yep, he's going to go for the forge and the border expansion. And
True.
let's see if there is a giant here.
I'm betting on 2 shops now, and he can use those mines up north to get the giant. You can completely disregard the forest because those 2 alone will count for everything. And they did what was expected.
Yep, absolutely.
So Pomthom running out of time now, right?
He got a warning. Sounds good. Oh, and is this going to be a double giant? Pom's gotta finish this up quickly. TikTok.
Quick decisions and not a double giant. That's a shame. It would have been nice to see.
Okay. That's probably about the end of his turn. Oh, there we go. A good turn from Pomthom, getting the first giant.
Yes.
Eco advantage.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Hitarth with vision on Pom's giant. 2 cities to 2 with Hitarth gunning for that third.
Hitarth has to go for the border expansion because he can't really do anything in his cap with the resources he has right now.
He's going to need mining. And with this new Moonrise update, mining and going for a metal-based economy has definitely re-entered the meta of gameplay. It's been really nice to see. I'm sure a lot of people see it as rather refreshing. I certainly do.
Good point.
With the
before Moonrise, mining was almost one of those things you never get apart from when you're playing Krunchyy.
Absolutely. But now you're seeing it a lot more common. Even in barter games, Quetzali has got a buff with their mines. Imperius as well.
Yeah. What was Quetzali's
and especially
mountain rated for it? It was 0.01, right?
I don't have the number off the top of my head. But
it was so rare to get a mountain and a mountain with ore.
Now there's a lot more mountains, definitely.
Now you see it regularly instead of once a year.
And what's critical is that mining, has now really jumped up because you can have the most population per tile with mining and forges. Very dense sources of population. Lots of giant potential. As a lot of people have seen on these, a lot of these Krunchyy dryland mirrors, lots of giants from critical forge spot placement.
An interesting move by Pomthom to go for riding. Since Hitarth's military is mostly based of swordsmen, the riders won't really stand a chance against them.
Yeah, very much so.
I would have expected something ranged like catapults to bully his swordsmen.
Yeah, potentially catapults or archery. Archery is hard because a swordsman can one-shot an archer.
True.
Bringing
And there isn't really an argument for getting them for the defense bonus because Pom chopped everything off.
Correct. He could be using riders to have some good. I think he's going to be going for bounces rather than kills. Maybe hoping that he can get a lucky bounce onto Hitarth's capital.
That would be legendary for Pom if you manage to get that. And as we expected, he's pushing his military over towards Hitarth's capital, redirecting it and going for a two-front attack.
Okay, let's see what Hitarth gets. And it's a 10-star ruin.
Very quick
Wow.
turns by most players, I think. Oh, under a minute each.
That's
That
very
is
good.
Now, what is Hitarth going to do? And is he going to go? He's going to go for mining.
Yeah.
And it
Nice.
looks like he might respond with the giant of his own.
Ooh, nice, nice. He is kind of forced down the route of a double giant because Pom has all those units going towards him for a two-front war.
And he's deciding on. Oh, that is tragic. He is one population short of a giant. Unless he buys the organization tech.
I bet he won't, but that's sad.
Yeah, I think he's going to
In many
forego it.
games of Hitarth where he's always like 1 star off. And that
He's
is
gonna go for
very
workshop.
sad for him.
I'm sure we'll be hearing about that in the post-match.
I
could
can
be-
definitely expect that.
And a lot of times in these fast-turn games, making a small mistake has, I think people underestimate the mental penalty that can be associated with making a small mistake like that. It can really bring your head out of the game.
Well said.
And that is what Palm was going for, riding and for Rhodes to pressure his giant onto Hitarth's capital.
Oh, nice.
That is a very slick move.
Completely agree.
Placing his swordsman onto also the roads. And Palm is in the driver's seat.
The tides are changing very rapidly here.
It's so back and forth. And it's looking like it's going to be a 5-city game.
Nice.
Very tight.
Completely true.
Giants are going to be very, very critical, especially with the low unit ceiling.
Pom really has the advantage in the giant category because he got his much earlier than Hitarth will get his. As I am saying this right now, Hitarth still hasn't got any giants.
And it looks like he might be searching for another ruin down south. Man, would he luck out
Yeah,
with another ruin there.
he really would, but he has the risk of it giving him something completely useless.
Oh, it looks like he does have the giant, and there it is. And with mathematics, he can get a very easy double giant. But let's
Completely
see.
true there. Killing that warrior is not good in my opinion because that's almost like a sacrifice. It doesn't really accomplish anything apart from one kill and giving Pom some advantages to move his units forward even more.
And let's see. He's currently limited on his units. Probably going to be going for a block in this city, or maybe a Park of Fortune, throwing that in the second city and creating another unit. However, he needs to keep his swordsman on that city because he doesn't have. Well, he's out of chops and can't go for another swordsman. 1 star short, so he's going to go for some
Wall
wax.
might even be a good option here.
And with the Park of Fortune, he will be able to make that 4th swordsman.
Yes, but it depends if he wants the wall or not.
Walls could be very, very difficult to deal with.
True, but I bet Pom since Pom has roads, he can easily get his, and he goes for it.
Okay,
Just
interesting.
about under the 2-minute timer as well.
Very good, very good. Very critical for the entire game. Will Pom be able to siege or not? And sadly for Hitarth, I'm guessing he will. One kill and some more vision. Nice. A kill expected with that rider, so he can push forward more of his warriors.
And I'm wondering if Rider Swordsman Giant will kill a walled swordsman. I think that's what Palm is asking himself right now. Not having the polycalc bot is going to be very, very stressful.
Yeah, exactly. Like in more slow-paced games, it's always good to use the calculator, so you know exactly if an attack will do it or won't do it.
And yeah, that actually does bring up a point that the prize to the winner of this game is going to be not only a bullet champion role in the Poly Champion server, but access to Polycalc Premium, which gives you access to all sorts of really cool commands.
Wow, nice. A very good prize and a very good segue into that topic.
It looks like he is going to get the siege.
It really does, and he will even get to kill his 5 HP warrior with a road, which I expect he will do, because who doesn't want a free kill?
And yep, oof.
Now comes the question if he will go for a rider and a warrior or just the single swordsman. And the rider is on the board, but no warrior. Those 2 stars will probably be used to spend making a road.
And with Palm did such a good job blocking the giant spot for Hitarth. And what's going to be really sad is that that lucky guy got another ruin.
Wow.
Ruins have been it has been all Hitarth for the ruins this game.
Yeah.
But as we've seen, it doesn't necessarily give you an outright advantage. Sometimes you play the odds and you win, sometimes you lose.
Exactly, and it looks like Hitarth is going for a last-ditch push against Pom's capital.
Yep.
We will see if he will get to move there before Pom gets another giant or Pom reaches his capital.
Palm is probably going to be going for the Gate of Power right now because that is going to be the fastest way for him to his second giant in capital.
Very good point. I have no idea how many kills he has, so
I would guess he's around halfway, give or take.
True. I would guess so as well.
And let's see. Is he going to go for another tech? It doesn't seem like. Nope, he's going to go for it. And does he? Whoa. Does he go for the double? Does he go for a giant in the new city? It looks extremely possible. And there is another giant in capital. This is looking very, very tough for Hitarth now.
And with that giant, it looks like Hitarth's hopes and dreams for a win in this bullet tournament are crushed.
They certainly such a extremely brutal way to put it, Karuin, but I couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you, mate.
And yeah, Palm is looking at a third giant too in this newly captured city.
Oh wow. Yeah, that would be even more devastating for Hitarth.
I think that, yeah.
And the resign is on the board.
There it is.
A very interesting final match.
Hey!
GG.
How does the victory feel?
Tell us your thoughts.
I panicked a bit at the beginning because that second village was so far away,
Yeah.
For me too. For me too.
and I took mining before forestry
We s-
because I was so
we saw that.
I was so intent on my forges that I forgot that I had actually loads of forest that I could chop.
We saw that. We saw you vigorously clicking the forestry tech as a cry to the gods. That
Like right Midjiwan himself.
yeah.
But I mean,
But-
it wasn't. It was just 2 stars, probably. I don't know what it cost me. Maybe some momentum. I don't know, but it all worked out in the end. This level 3 forge was what made the difference. I think.
Yeah,
I think I shouldn't have hit with the swordsman, but I think he'd have blocked the resources anyway and not let me made a giant.
Yeah.
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 He
he would-
wouldn't
Hitarth,
have
to be
man.
honest.
sieged me that turn if I didn't hit with the swordsman. But I was like, if he has another swordsman in the fog anyway, he'll just siege me next turn and block the resources.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was, to be honest, there was a lot of ways where I could have messed up that micro. To be honest, because I had to think of placement and I need have to exactly this good amount of units. But luckily,
Yeah,
I
I
had
think I think you had the exact number of units actually.
Yep.
Very well played on that turn.
Very
I
well.
have to admit.
Oh,
And Hitarth, man, you were really, the ruins were helping you and cursing you the whole match. That must have been
yeah,
very very stressful.
I didn't get a
play.
single
the
rune in all
early
3
explorer
games.
ruins was a waste, man. Such a
Yeah.
waste.
Yeah, all 3 games the ruins were going Hitarth's way, and it was crazy to see how they were swinging the tide of the game. Having the giant rune in that second game, and the 10
Yeah,
stars in the third game.
Yeah,
And-
but I mean, when I had the 10 stars, the game was looked sad for me because the other city was so far away and I didn't have a giant. I
Yeah.
had one in cap, but the other giant was a bit messed up and I-
Yeah, well, it's you guys
if
played a
I
really
had
great game.
2 mines in any of the villages, I think I'd have won easily with because then I'd have made a giant easily and I had 3 villages compared to his 2. But only
Yeah.
one mine was a bit sad.
Yep, that is the way that the game goes. Live by the spawns and die by the spawns. But anyways, thank you two for participating and
Yeah.
streaming. You guys have both fought hard and you're both finalists. You should be totally proud of where you've been able to be at, putting on a showcase for the wider Polytopia community. And congrats one more time to Palm, who is the
Congrats.
EST bracket champion.
Very well.
And
You
So what do
Congrats,
I have,
Tom.
I have to
Well
I have
played.
to play again now. Fuck's sakes.
yeah, it's gonna be a showdown, a heavyweight
I'm gonna make
showdown.
swinging again. This was fun.
Palm
Yeah,
versus
very
Baccalal in the grand finals title fight. All right, well, we will catch you guys then. Stay tuned.